Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back with the Paladins video. Hope you're all doing well. We're playing some Octavia today. I've been picking her up a little bit recently and doing pretty damn well with it. Sort of similar to the Charlene video that would have gone up right before this. I'm not going to repeat myself too much though. A lot of the stuff I said there kind of applies here. I really do like the build with the movement speed stuff, but it is a little bit boring. She has a ton of potential is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to stop yapping here in the intro because I feel like I've done it a ton of times before with Octavia. But yeah, they could do some really cool stuff with them. I'm interested to see if they do any big changes in the future. Love to hear your thoughts, of course, in the comments. But we're going to be playing around Hell or High Water with sort of a rush setup. Not really as most people tend to play. I very rarely see this. Octavia in general is a bit of a rare champion, but asymmetric is probably the default that I see the most often, but all of them are sort of fine. I've just been picking up like this recently and having quite good fun with it, where you go into the normal sort of Octavia mode, but if you want to go close and use your F, just have unlimited ammo in the casual games to spam away with a base weapon, even though it's kind of inaccurate if you hold it down for too long. It's actually kind of crazy output. You don't have to try too hard. Alright, so for game 1 on sort of Ascension Peak, we've got a Makoa, Vorat, Maeve, and Fury. I feel like Octavia's definitely going to be in like the bottom 5 champions, right next to Charlene somewhere on how often I see them. A little bit more than Charlene, but not by very much. Versus Sati, yeah, Akoga, Drogo's Xin, and Ying. Few people there that can be kind of annoying as an Octavia. Unlike most damages, I wouldn't say she does insanely well versus just like tank teams and stuff, because her damage output isn't insane. It does, you know, work, but I think she's a little bit more dually than a lot of the other options. What do we go for here? It's probably Commander's cooldown. I never really go for the credit or the shield. I think the ultimate one makes the most sense though, because of Makoa, Fury, and Maeve, Hell or High Water, which I think does make the most sense here. And then the speed set without the reset because of the map and stuff, it's probably never going to save us. And then we'll go Life Rip and Nimble, which is pretty much the start I always go for. On a half shell, Cat Burglar, Exterminate, which is going to be kind of interesting. Relentless, Guillotine, Resonance, Combustible, Blood Reaper, and Window. Don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just a little bit scared of the Sati that went on the side. Cheeky headshot on the Drogos, big damage. It's just kind of hard to actually be aware of what's going on when you're scoped in playing like this. Definitely tend to play a little bit more movement focused. There goes the Ying, just because I feel like I have no vision or idea what's going on when I'm playing like this scoped in. Unless you're super safe and your team's covering you, I feel like I just get flanked way too much when I'm playing like this. So range damage is actually pretty good. First game of the day though, so I'm expecting it to be kind of jank. I'm going to position myself up here a little bit, get rid of the Koga. I just really need to pace my shots properly, and you can spam away when you land like this because you've got the ammo reduction. I probably should have played that better, but it actually worked out anyway. Spam the shots on Drogos. I kind of absorbed that for some reason. Fury heal. How am I not dead? I can't believe that didn't like work, or did work. I mean, pop up a little bit, shoot the Drogos down. I feel like there is definitely some weird stuff going on with the weapon sometimes with it. Pop the ultimate over there just to be kind of annoying. Hold him up for a bit. We've already got like a 120 point lead here. Did it, I think, a couple of them. Pushing up this much feels like a bad idea. I'm going to jump over this way, get rid of the Sati. Cheeky little hover in the air. This thing I don't really see people use Octavia that much. Hop over this way. Sati's going for the ult. Sure, get some shots on him over there. Yeah, your damage at range is actually pretty good. It's also really easy to hit because of the right click. I don't know if I'd say it's better or worse than like a Victor. Feels kind of the same. I think Ko's going for an ultimate here. Yeah, we'll just jump back, play a little bit safer. Hover in the air a little bit. Feel like I'm playing insanely scuffed in this one. Just trying to get Octavia to work, but I'm not really used to playing it that much, so it feels a little bit awkward. That's a Xin going into the Billow aggressively, and then ulting the Makoa. I will say when you're running this up like this, that you do feel pretty quick, even in the right click. You're not massively punished like a lot of other characters just for being a little bit more accurate. I don't know why I didn't get the hover there, but I guess that kind of worked out better. If you play a ton of Octavia, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments why specifically you like Octavia so much, even though I do understand the sort of archetype she's going for is pretty unique, but yeah, for me she doesn't have like a massive selling point that I pick Octavia up for. But I will say items Octavia just generally feel kind of weird. I think Max Life makes sense, but it still feels kind of strange. I think I'm dead here. My positioning is just horrendous sometimes in this one. I feel like she has the same sort of thing as with Ying, even though it's not as bad, and especially if you're better with the movement, just like with Ying, you can sort of deal with it. But if you're too far up, too far back, you can really get kind of screwed. And she has the Commander champions, I think that makes the most sense. That damage output is ridiculous when you land all the ticks, especially with a Fury ult there. That was just insane. We just absolutely melted this in. There's somebody here because I can see from the reveal thing. Oh my god, my accuracy trying to track the Sati up close with the right click up is just not going to work. I feel like playing odd angles with Octavia works so much better than so many other champions that are kind of similar to her, and I don't really know how to explain why that is. I feel like just being in a weird spot with Octavia really throws people off more than it does with a lot of others. What is this Koga doing? My man is dashing. He is making the right click work. Jump over here, shots on the Drogos. Like, I feel like if you can get a couple shots in between getting hit with the cauterizer and stuff, your life rip just comes through massive, although yeah, I can't aim for anything and the side's just going to body me, but definitely wouldn't say gameplay wise I played specifically crazy, but yeah, I did my job. I feel like I did some decent damage trying to get rid of this in there. Sometimes just the pacing on the weapon throws me off. Shots on the Ying, you can definitely do like a healer like that, although that headshot I didn't hit that hard. The Ying's gone, but there we go, victory. That felt like a very Octavia match. I feel like most of the time I play pretty consistently, just average, and have a pretty decent time. I never get absolutely bored on Octavia unless it's a really trialed siege, and sometimes it can be kind of tough, but 11,360k, I guess we did a bit better than I realized. That damage is actually kind of crazy high. Pretty close to the Sati, we somehow beat her out as well. Fury healed for a ton, even though she was going for a damage setup. Her damage is really though kind of confusing. She was playing safe and like a healer, but I don't know why she didn't go for the talent. Sort of surprisingly, wasn't too much friction in that one there, which is usually what I have with Octavia, where I feel like I'm fighting against her character and stuff. I think the speed debuff removal card is really important for that feeling a little bit better, but I feel like I was also a little bit more accurate than usual. Maybe positioning wasn't as bad as usual. It's usually a thing I'm kind of crappy with on Octavia, just in general. Positioning can be kind of tough. If you're good with your positioning and your aim and stuff, you can really struggle with Octavia. I have gone against my fair share of really good Octavias, and they are insanely annoying, just because it feels like you're constantly getting melted from some angle you're not really expecting. Even though her movement isn't that crazy, she can kind of glide around a little bit. You get what I mean. Anyway, we've got a Koga, BK, Ash, and IO. Onslaught, Foreman's Rise versus Buck, Lex, Maeve, Omen, and Ray. It definitely did feel like Commander's ultimate in the last one was working. I feel like, even though I didn't notice it too much for the team, my ultimate felt like it was up quite a bit more often. I think I'm going to go for the credits in this one, which is really weird, but I don't think the ultimate's that crazy, all of the cooldowns, so we'll go for the credits and see how we do. It feels strange, but yeah, we'll go Nimble, Life Rip, in we go. I don't know why I'm on the right side, I kind of like to be on the left with Octavia, but hey, we'll see what we can do. If Buck jumps me, I'm kind of just bodied in this one. Just kind of wish the FOV on the right click was a little bit lower, just because, specifically for me, it's a little bit too zoomed. I think people like it, and especially on console, I imagine it might be quite a bit better, but for me, it kind of annoys me a little bit. Hello, Omen. I just burst him up close. I feel like I landed way too many of those ticks. Damaging or just holding down the left click can be kind of crazy. Just to body the Ray, she's on one shot though. Let's just jump over. Can I make the jump? Did we land it? There we go. Where's the Ray? Hello, Omen. There we go. No ammo consumption. Kind of crazy. He lifted me and I got out of it, I think, with the right click. Either that or it was just kind of a weird interaction. I don't really know what happened there. Shots on Lex. Hello, Buck. Jump down here on the Buck, kind of reverse the flank rolls. Can we finish him off? Yeah, there we go. Hip fire. He's literally two-shot. I think he had the Ray heals on him. Can we still do it anyway? Life Rip is just a massive. We've got like a 400 heal there from no quarter eyes on us. Trying to do the sort of thing where you jump people with the ammo reduction and yeah, get it to work isn't really going to happen when you're versus like a Buck and stuff. That was some good damage on the Omen, but also trying to play the right click I don't really like on this map just because of how close everything is. Try and hover a little bit. Bit of a weird stutter there sometimes happens with it. Go for the ultimate. Somehow not dead here just yet. Buck went for the ultimate. Sure. Finish anybody off if we can. Maeve's going to jump me. There's some good damage on her. She's like one shot again, land down with the F, hip fire, throw the Q down, doesn't really do anything. I wish the elevator would go back up. It's like 4 of them on me. I don't know what I meant to show you in this game. I'm trying to play Octavia and possibly one of the worst scenarios I've had for it. Just as a team, I don't know what's going on. I feel like this usually would be a good one to show off just like the ammo spam with the reduction from the talent and stuff, but just because of the way everybody's playing, it's kind of hard for me to get close and not just instantly die. I feel like I was doing alright on heals, but just presence for the team here is really low. That's an Omen, which is going to jump over this way in case it's kind of close. Spam the shots more. No ammo. Lex ult juked it. Probably should scope in a little bit. I feel like damage overall is a lot better if you can land those shots in the right click, unless you're super close and you're getting all the little ticks from the left click spam. People are playing so weird in this. It's just a strange game. Is that Lex going to chase? I'm just going to sit on the point a little bit. I've got the ultimate. I feel like I'm just dead any second. I can hear the footsteps. Hello, Lex. Hip fire shots. Okay, yeah, that showed you the damage, but not really in the way I was expecting to. Shots on the Maeve, finish her off. What is this game, man? Can I go for the ultimate here? I really just don't like being this close. I feel like close medium range for, yeah, Octavia is just horrendous. There is the defeat. We've got a few plays in there that did really work for the hipfire spam and stuff. We still did fine, to be honest. 55k there is more than enough. We actually matched the Omen and the Buck, so I'm happy with that. Shouts out to the Lex there in the chat, by the way. Call me extra to the left, but I do want to just show you really quickly, in case I didn't demonstrate it during that match, if I just go ahead and grab the exact same thing. I just want to show you the damage output on it, even though I'm sure if you played Octavia before, you kind of get that there are some scenarios where you don't want to be this close. I feel like for me specifically, the medium range is really rough for her. She does really well when you're kind of like this far away from people. Like this sort of range is fine to track people and stuff, but as soon as you're closer than that, you kind of have to hip fire, because hitting people like this is horrible for me. Just the FOV and trying to track people when you're this range, you can't really use the right click, which is why she has a hip fire, and usually it's actually pretty decent. You do go through people, assuming you land the ticks, which is kind of RNG, but it's not too inaccurate. The scenario where it's kind of crazy is when you land with the F, you get the ammo reduction, and you just hold down left click, and you can get pretty decent damage across a lot of people without even having to reload. I reloaded there even though I only just started to use the ammo, but yeah, you get a little bit of self-heal too, which is kind of nice. You come up with Life Rip and you can kind of play a little bit differently, because you can go through most of your mag, you pop the F, you land, and now you just keep spamming it away. It isn't crazy, but it's a better alternative than with the other setups where you're just kind of screwed when you're close range because you're out of ammo. You get like one extra little chance to maybe win a fight. Definitely feels like people when they're close to Octavia feel like they have an advantage in the fight, which is usually still the case even with this setup, but you have a bit of a better chance when you've got not ammo is a thing that you have to worry about, and you have a little bit of self-heal going, especially with Life Rip and stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. She's definitely in a better position at the normal sort of range that most people play Octavia at, but it gives you just another alternative that can kind of work sometimes, especially in the casual stuff. She's definitely somewhere around a C on my personal tier list, but I could see how she could be around an A for a lot of other people, but yeah, don't really see that often. That is why I'm going to leave it. A bit of a different video, I feel like, just pace-wise, but hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, though. I really do appreciate you staying all the way to the end. I'll see you guys all very soon. Let me know where you want to see me next, and as always, stay frosty.